PPI, as you know, is Producer Price Index. It is what is going on. It is what is going on in manufacturing as far as the cost to produce a particular good. So if there is a manufacturing firm that is making bicycle tires, they have certain increases, whether it's in raw materials, labor, or whatever, that forces their prices to go up. Now, tomorrow, the consumer price index comes out. So today, the producer price index was up 0.7%. Now, there's two ways of looking at and it's expected, by the way, by most economists, that consumer price indexes will be going up about 0.7%. And they hit this number right on the money, because the overall consensus before the number came out from economists surveyed was that producer price index was going to go up 0.7%, and that's exactly when it went up. And they're expecting the same for consumer price index. Now, if you remember back in 2009, 10, and 11, those producer price indexes were creeping up, but they weren't being passed on to consumers. Businesses understanding that they can't pass that on to consumers, right? Because, consumers were hurting and they would lose sales. So they ate the cost. And I said back then, how long is that going to last? It lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, but those days are over now. Now, the idea that producer price index is going up, that's inflation, okay? That's indicating that we're seeing inflation. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This kind of inflation, 0.7%, is healthy for a growing economy if the economy is truly growing. It is a healthy thing. We need inflation. We should have inflation. If we're not going to have the Japan-type stagnant economy, we need inflation. So it's a good thing. But it also suggests, and this is where some people are coming out on this, I'm not one of them yet. I have to see another month. But it also suggests, well, I shouldn't say I'm not one of them. I mean, it's more of a fact. The fact is that the purchasing power is going to take a hit. That's in other words, you and I have X amount of dollars to buy our groceries and to put gas in the car, to pay our insurance payments and our mortgage payments and such and such, right? We've got all these bills that are things that aren't going to go away. These aren't discretionary items. These are items that we need to pay for. So when inflation goes up, that gives us a little bit of a hit on our money, because I doubt the way that you maintain and keep pace with purchasing power is that CPI goes up 0.7% and your salary goes up 0.7%. CPI goes up, consumer price index goes up 1%, and your salary goes up 1%. Well, you know, and I know that's not the case. Maybe at the end of the year, some of you may get a raise in your pay and in your salary that is going to be equal to what CPI was for the year, maybe. But that's not usually the case. So basically what it means is prices are going up faster than I can earn that extra money, and you have a purchasing power risk or a purchasing power hit at the same. So you've got food going up, you got gasoline going up, and you've got goods going up and possibly services going up as well. So, but all in all, I think that I would, if somebody said to me, would you rather have 0.7% increase or have no increase and no inflation? I'd rather have the 0.7% increase. So that's what we have right now. That is the good and the bad of the numbers. I am going to say that I like the numbers. I like these numbers. I like the CPI numbers. I'm encouraged by them. I think it's good. I think I don't have a problem with any of that. Now, listen, folks, don't email me and say when I start after I start the second hour of the program today and say, wait a minute, your second hour is contradicting what you said in the first hour. That is not the case. Okay, but I do need to point out some past history and some past trends that we've seen.